over after you present our beer and we hear his first reading.
All right, so the beer for this first reading is not beer at all. The beer for this first reading is cider. Little known fact, I am all about cider. I'm almost more interested in cider than beer. And I'm particularly interested in French and Spanish ciders. So I've chosen a Spanish cider for this. Oh, you've got like a nice ice bucket.
I do. I do.
Mayador is a delicious Spanish cider.
Oh, I thought you said you adore, but I see Mayador.
So I chose this because, you know, we're looking at Spanish colonial pirates and sailors and whatnot in the 1600s, I believe.
Yeah, it's 1660.
Yeah. So for this first reading, you know, I really was just trying to think, what would they drink? And in the Basque region of Spain, that's where the cider region of Spain. Cider is huge, and you know, it goes way, way back. They've been making cider in the Basque region forever. So it just occurred to me that, you know, cider is probably one of the things that they're drinking. The cider houses in that region, they open up for a very short time during the cider season. They've got, yeah, it has a cork. It's a fancy bottle. So the cider houses open, they ferment the cider in these huge wooden casks that have a chalk in them, in a hole that keeps them closed. And when you're pouring cider, you go into the cider house and you pay a flat fee. You get a meal and cider, pretty much all the cider you can drink. And when they pour the cider, somebody will yell out, I can't remember the word now, but it means chalk. And that means somebody's going to open a barrel. And everybody runs in with their glass. They pull out this pin, and cider just sprays out in this arc. And you stick your glass under it and catch it. So ideally, with the Spanish ciders, you pour them from a great height. If you watch the cider tenders in bars in that region of Spain, it's pretty amazing because they will hold the cider bottle way up here over their heads, and they'll hold the glass way down at their hip and pour like this. and hit the glass.
Like an art.
So it kind of creates, you know, it creates a little bit of, because the ciders are still, they're not carbonated, but it creates a little bit of, you know, effervescence as air gets trapped in from that agitation.
Do I have to do that here in my house? You know,
you will make a mess if you do that there in your house.
I can guarantee it.
So pour carefully, because there is schmutz. There is like yeast schmutz in the bottom. So pour carefully.
That was my question.
Yeah. Spanish ciders are really funky.
Funky in what way?
Highly acidic.
Okay.
A little bit vinegary acidic. Cheers. Sorry, we're drinking in front of you, Ozgur.
Cheers.
I apologize.